Welcome back to my channel for another video. So this week, guys, something completely different. I've got a few props here. I've got the Louis Vuitton. I've got the Gucci watch with the 59 diamonds. I've got the box of watches. I've got the two properties coming up that I'm just about to buy. We've got the holidays coming up. I've got all the cash. And I've made it. Have I? What's your definition of making it? What is your definition of making it? But more importantly than that, how difficult is it to get to where I am right now? Coming up for 2 years since I started my trading journey. How difficult is it to get to this, where you can go out and buy this stuff, where you can go out and buy this stuff, where you can go out and buy property? How easy is it to get to that point? Well, it isn't easy. It's a difficult journey. And anybody that says that it's not a difficult journey is lying. Now this stuff, this is just a little prop for today. This actually doesn't mean anything, okay? It means something when you cannot afford to go out and get it. Because I can remember what it's like. I remember how important this stuff was when I couldn't go out and buy it. I remember how important this was when I couldn't go out and buy it. Once you actually have the money to buy this stuff, you realise that that's not what's important. It's not these material things that you buy. It's the position that you place yourself in. It's the freedom. It's the freedom of being able to do whatever you want within legality, of course. But you can literally work whenever you want. You can do what you want with your money. Okay, so that's the important thing. This stuff today, it's a prop just to grab your attention, but to make you realise that this stuff is not what's important. That's not what's important. It's the journey. It's the journey that you've placed yourself on. Have I reached my destination? Absolutely not. I'm just starting my journey as far as I'm concerned. But let's take it back a step. That's not what this is about. Okay? This video is not about material things. That's not what it's about. It's about the journey of starting your trading career and what it takes to become a successful trader. So, enough with this nonsense. Let's crack on with the real stuff. So, what does it take to become successful? Well, first of all, you have to have a strategy. Okay, you have to have a strategy. You cannot just go in and choose to buy and sell at different times of the day, midway through a session, etc., etc. There has to be a strategy, and the best way to do that is to either create your own strategy, which is difficult, or use a strategy that somebody else has been using, where they have demonstrated that it's been profitable, okay, over a long period of time. Okay, so there is a lot of people that are at that stage where they've either created their own strategy and it does work, or they use somebody else's strategy. Okay, so that's the first part. Okay, so yes, it is important that you must have a strategy. Okay, but the strategy is just the foundation. Okay, that is just the foundation. Because even if, just say for example, a strategy is profitable 88% of the time, just say for example, well, that 12% of the time, it's not profitable, is it? So this is where you're going to lose your money. Okay, so we've heard so many times people talking about the psychology of trading. Okay, that is what makes a trader. That's what makes or breaks a trader. And it's not even about trading, it's just about psychology in general in your life. So many times I've heard traders saying that they've had an amazing week or amazing month, and that one trade wipes out the profits for the last days or the last weeks or even last months. Why? Because they emotionally are attached to that position. They're emotionally attached to it. Okay, so even though they may be profitable the majority of the time, 88%, let's just say for example, and that 12% of the time they're allowing these trades to go against them, and they're going into a high negative net position, which basically obliterates their P&L, their profit and loss. Okay, so this is where the psychology comes in. So then it doesn't become anything to do with the strategy, because the strategy works. It's got nothing to do with the trader, because they're trading profitable the majority of the time. So it's just that minimum percentage of the time that they're allowing these trades to go against them, and because they're emotionally attached to them, they allow them to go and go and go and go, because they're sitting and praying to the trading gods that it's going to reverse and, go back to a smaller negative net position, or even go back to a zero net position, or even go back into the green. Okay, so this is where traders really, really do struggle, right? Now, do you know what? It's got nothing to do with trading. It's got nothing to do with trading. It's to do with your psychology as an individual. That's what it's got to do with. Do you think that, these people that are being successful in their life, these boxers, these athletes, these musicians, all of these people, scientists, politicians, do you think that they won at the first attempt? No, they bloody well didn't. Of course they didn't. You fail, and then you win. And then you might fail, and then you win. Then you might fail, then you win. And this is how life goes. So all of a sudden, it's got nothing to do with trading. It's to do with your own psychology as an individual. Winners don't win, at the first stage. That's not how it happens. You don't just start trading and then, or never even mind trading, right? You don't start a new skill and all of a sudden become successful at it in a matter of days or even a matter of weeks. No, it takes months. It takes months or it takes years. So this is where it comes back to the same thing. It's all to do with your psychology. Okay, it's all to do with this. It's all to do with your psychology. So what makes somebody a winner in life? What makes somebody a winner in life? I'll tell you what makes somebody a winner in life. A winner is somebody that gets knocked down day after day after day, but still gets back up. Still gets back up and gets knocked down again, and then gets up again. Gets knocked down, gets up, gets knocked down, and this cycle continues. And the more you get knocked down and the more you stand back up, the stronger you will become as an individual. Okay? Because you will gain so much knowledge in terms of your own psychology as the individual that you are. But this will make you stronger. So that's why I always say you only fail when you give up. Because that is the reality in life. It's the reality in life in general. So what I'm trying to say is, it's got nothing to do with trading. It's got absolutely nothing to do with trading. It's to do with your psychology. Okay? Every time that you fail, you need to be saying to yourself, I'm one step closer to realizing my dream. Every day that passes, whether it's a good day or a bad day, you need to be saying to yourself, I'm one day closer to realizing my dream. Before I became a successful trader, I hated my job. I absolutely detested it. I hated it so much. I can't even convey how much I hated it. But you know what? I had to train my mind, because I knew one day I would get to the position that I'm in now. But I had to train my mind every single day when I was walking into that work that I absolutely hated. I used to say to myself, I'm one day closer to realizing my dream. And I would do that day after day after day after day. And this is where, winners are made. Okay? It's all to do with your psychology. It's nothing to do with any of the physical aspect of actually trading. It's all to do with your psychology. And this is how winners are made. Winners are made because they lose, but they refuse to give up. They refuse to give up. And that cannot be taught. Okay? I get so many messages from traders all over the world saying that they've been profitable for weeks or months, and then they've taken a couple of bad hits and their confidence is completely knocked. And it's got nothing to do with the bad trades, okay? You've just got to put that behind you and forget about it. And you just got to keep marching on. You cannot stop. So it's got nothing to do with trading. Absolutely nothing to do with trading. Winners are made through their failures. The more that you fail, the more that you learn. The more that you fail, the stronger that you become. And the key literally is just to hang in there. Now people say, what if I blow my account and I've got no money to trade with? Well, you can always go back and trade paper, can't you? You can trade a demo account. So, there's no excuse. I've blown 2 accounts. Of course I have. Every trader has done it. And what did I do when I blew my account up? I went back to paper for a couple of months until I saved money back up again. So there's no excuse. Okay, there's absolutely no excuse. And this is the lesson that I'm trying to convey today, is that winners are made through their losses. Because through your losses, you gain so much experience. about the environment that you're in, you as an individual. And each day that goes along and you become stronger, you become stronger. The days that you get knocked down, that you stand up, you're stronger in them days. The days that you're fighting back, they're the days where you become the strongest. Emotionally, physically, psychologically, and the psychologically part affects everything else. So the psychology affects your physical state, the psychology affects your emotional state. So for many, many years, I was the weakest person that I knew. I was the weakest person that I knew because my psychology wasn't right. Okay, and that went on for years. But I got sick of losing. I got sick of giving up. I got sick of it. I ended up hating myself because I gave up too easy for years and years and years and years and years. But something changed in my life. Something changed, and a switch was literally just flicked. And I realised that I could do anything that I want. If somebody else could do it, I could do it. But it all started with here. Now I'm the strongest person that I know. Okay? I am the strongest person from a psychological standpoint that I know. You know, I'm talking in terms of the people that are close to me. There's nobody else stronger than me. But that's only because I was broken. I was broken so bad, I fixed myself. So, I can assure you, if I can do this, you can bloody do it as well. As I always say, you only fail when you give up. There is no excuse. You blow your account, you go back to paper trading. There is no excuse. Do not be the person that looks back in 10 years' time and says to themselves, I wonder where I'd be if I'd have just stuck in there. Do not be that person. And that's it. That is all I have to say in the matter. We can only hold people's hands so much, but it is up to you to get your head right. And you can do it. You can do it. So start today. Start today. Become the person that you want to be. Maybe you are already the person that you want to be. If you are and you're watching this, fantastic. If you're not, start today. You cannot fail. You cannot fail if you don't give up.